Hi everyone, welcome to our course. So today finally we get to finish our menu. So what we want to do is in smaller screens we want to hide this one, and I have a button here that we click, then we show the menu. So first thing first is that we want to hide this one here, okay? So I open this one here. It's like a tool in your debugger which help you to see different sizes of your browser, okay? So I can just play around it. So what I want to do, for example, let's say in screens which are their width is more than 900 pixels, like in tablets, like example, or phones, I want to hide this menu and show a button here. So I go to size, I add a media query here, and I'm saying, okay, for any screens that 900 pixels and less, I want to hide this whole thing. Okay, you remember here, right menu section? So that's what I want to hide, okay? So I'll save it, nothing is happening. And the reason is we need to import a metadata in there, and we can go to our index.html just before our script and even before our link. It should be after the title. We'll add a metadata. So that's for ViewPort. So our media queries will work. We click save and see, gone. Okay. Now what we want to do, let me open our example, and I'll open here in small view. So you see here, I want this icon in here. Okay. So what I will do here, I'll come to my header, and let's say here I'll add a button, okay, and I will call it, for example, no, I will not call it anything. I will have an icon for awesome. I'll use it from there. I'll search for an icon at menu. I want free ones. Okay, I'll take these bars. Okay, I'll copy it, go inside my button, paste it there. There we go. Okay, so here it is. Only problem now, I can't see it all the time. You see, even bigger windows. Okay, and what I will do now, I'll add this class, call it menu, btn menu, and even let's just make it an ID actually, because it should be unique. I'll go to my size here. I'll say for this menu, I want, for example, what did it here? Okay, so background should be transparent. It doesn't have any border. It should be 0, and even no paddings, 0. And font size, that icon is big, so font size, let's see with 30 pixels how it will look like. Nice. Okay, now you see it's sticking to the left, so let's try margin left auto, and that should put it in the end. Okay, and I'll say cursor is pointer. So when I'm hovering here, I want to have a hand. Okay, pointer. Now because I'm in this mode, so pointer here. Okay, but see now even in big screens I can't see it. So what I will do here, I'll say here it will be display none. Ta-da, gone. But when I go to my smaller view, also it's not there. So I'll say okay. In this viewport where I hide the whole section, I want my button menu to be visible. Display block. Okay, there we go. So here display none, here display block. So here we hide in bigger screens, and small screens we show it. So open, close, we can see it. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's say, okay, one thing I noticed is, first let me fix that. This main section, if I do background red, in small screens it's sticking to the sides, which shouldn't be. Okay, let me fix that. Should be fully responsive all the time. So I'm saying width and maximum width, let's say 80%. Okay, so now it's not sticking to the sides. Okay, nice. Okay, so okay, now this one is not sticking. Very good. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want when I click this button, I want to show my menu. Okay, and the way to do it is we will go to our JavaScript in here, and I would say when I click this button, which is ID is menu button, so $sign, then my selector, which is an ID, I'll say here when I click, okay, I want to trigger a function. Okay, what we'll do is toggle for me this one. Sorry, I doubled the hash, it should be only one. So I want it $sign again, find for me this section, okay, and I want to toggle, I want to show. Actually, let's start with this one first. Okay, so now I go here, I click, see, I can't see it. Nice, right? But I want also the ability when I click it again, I want to hide it. Okay, so how we can do that? We have a functions to in jQuery which is called toggle. So that's when if this menu is visible, it will show it. If it's not visible, it will hide it, and so on. So it keep always reversing by itself. I click again, see, it's doing by itself. Okay, otherwise you have to keep doing. For example, this one can become 2 lines with conditions, like you can have to do show and add a class to here so you can know when to show it. And that's just longer way than that class exists. Like let's say it's open, you click it, that class is open, and show it. Then when you click again, check if the class exists. If it does exist, you need to hide it and then remove the class, and you have to keep always switching. But toggling, it just do a lot of job for you with less lanes. So toggle. Now what I want to do is I want when I click it, I want to show an X here and not a bars there. Okay, so the way we can do that is we can add a class like I was saying if it's open, but not for show and hiding, but more for styling purpose. This one, toggle class is open. Okay, and what I will do, I will come here where in my HTML and I will say this one is open, and actually I want my menu button to toggle the class for it. Just because I'll change that icon inside my button. So I'll go inside my app, I will go here, so it's open. And what I will say here in my HTML, I'll add also the X bar, and let's see here, I'll search for close, and let's see free ones, and I want this, I will add it here. Okay, if you go back, you'll find 2 of them are visible. So what I would say in my CSS, if I have my menu dot, means it have also a class, so same menu with this ID, and also a class is open. I want to hide my bars. Okay, so I'll come here, see what is style my bars, this one, or just copy paste this one. I'll come to my styles, I'll say when it is open, I want this one to be display none, I want to hide it. Okay, and when I want I copy paste this one, I'll show you one more trick. When I'll say not, and it doesn't have this class, okay, so I'm saying not having this class, I want this one to be display block, and I will do copy this one and paste, so it doesn't have it, I want my X ones to be display none. Okay, so I'll go back there and I'll say this with this plus, I want it to be display none. Okay, let's save it. I click, see, nice. So we got our really buttons are working. Now let's fix our menu because we want it to look like this. Okay, what I will do, I'll pause the video for some time, do stylings, then come back and explain you uh, the reasons why for each one and the outcome of it. Okay, I did some basic CSS. So basically when I click here now, I can't see my menu. So what I have done, I came to the main wrapper here for the menu. I did some background white so it's full visible, and I make sure the width of the screen is 100%, and left and right 0 so it's stretched from up here to there to the corners, and also add some padding so we have some space up and down. Okay, now what I did, I came to the list and I make a display block. Before it was display flex, and the reason was to align items next to each other, but now I don't want them next to each other, I want them down. So I make a display block and I made a margin bottom of 30 pixels so I can push these buttons down, otherwise it's stick there. Okay, so all styling changes basically. Then I came to the item here, I add some border bottom here, okay, as part of the design, and I make the font size bigger. I make it display flex so I have this icon stretching with this one same next to each other, and I make flex direction column. And the reason I did that is that for these ones here, so they're not next to each other here, but they're down below it. So here, there, okay. And what else I did? Yeah, and the buttons here I made them 100% width as part of the design as well, and added some margin bottom here to make some space between them too. Okay, and same thing I did here. I just came here to the level 2 and level 3, make position static, because if you remember in the desktop view they were absolute because we don't now need them to hold us a space, but now we need them to hold a space and push content when we open them. So I make static, I don't want them absolute anymore. And before they had a padding, we should push them now here. So I removed that, I don't need that anymore as well. And they had a box shadow, which looking very ugly now when I put them here. I removed that too. So now even if I click this one, you can see the level 3 in there. Okay, all good. So I think that's what it is, basically easy. So all what we did with jQuery is basically toggling the menu, okay, and toggling the class on this button so we can show the X or the bars button. It's so easy, and all your styling when you're doing responsive goes inside your media queries, and you add your ViewPort here. Okay, give it a try. I'll push my change to GitHub. I'll put the link after change as well there in case you want to compare your solution. In the end, this is not final solution. Everyone have their own way of doing it. As long as you achieve your goal and your code makes some sense, it's readable for other people, then it is perfect. Okay, so try it out, see how you can achieve. If you stuck somewhere, post your question in the comment section, and if you have any comments as well, please post your comments in the section down, because no one is really perfect, so we learn from each other and other people can learn from your experience as well. If you have a better way of doing things, add your comments down for everyone to read it too. And if you have any suggestions as well, you can add them and I will try to improve my videos as well. So thank you so much, stay tuned, and our next video we'll just go and build our cards and make them responsive as well.